This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Anybody here? Compared to this place, Arcadia was about as alien as my bedroom. Blue sand. Never seen that outside of a Picasso.
Well, the longest journey begins with a single step, but like all journeys, it must end. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare here with the finale of The Longest Journey. April Ryan has gone from just being a regular schoolgirl, going to art college for a wasted degree, and now she's here to become the guardian and keep the balance intact. What a journey it's been, but we must end it. We see the tower off in the distance. Let's read the diary. Adrian told me that once I arrived in the Guardian's realm, there are 3 trials I must pass in order to get to the tower. The first is the trial of might, the second the trial of spirit, and the third is the trial of matter. Considering what I've been through so far, I don't think I'll have a problem with either of them, but you never know. Best to be prepared. I do wonder, however, what my greatest fear may be. Used to be water, but now that I can breathe underwater, I don't really have that phobia anymore. As for spiders, hey, they're disgusting, but I fought the Gribbler. No creature great or small can scare me anymore. No, it's got to be something more personal, something I've probably blocked out. But what? Your own mind, my friend.
I'm orange. I can't remember landing. I remember the wormhole, the dimensional shift, then this.
Yeah, I got separated from Adrian, and that other guy popped in, so we gotta watch out for him.
The pod took a beating, though. I don't think I'll be able to use it again.
I don't think you're supposed to leave, April.
It's broken.
I think this is a one and done deal, so into the desert you go.
It's barren and lifeless. This world looks like it's on the verge of collapsing on itself. That must be the Guardian's tower. It's either very small or very far away, and from what I know of the balance, it doesn't settle for economy-sized. I think I'm in for a long walk.
Well, you don't really have a timetable right now, so although the balance is collapsing.
It's either very small.
So.
It's barren and lifeless. This world looks like it's on the verge of collapsing on it.
Okay, wait. Into the desert.
There's the second pod, but I don't see... Adrian!
Could you do a second line read on that?
He's not in here, so he must have survived the landing, but where is he? Adrian? Adrian!
Well, there's probably limits to the voice acting technology there, but...
It's Adrian's pod. It's empty. I'm orange.
No. I do like the music for this place, at least. Very ambient-matic.
There's nothing out here. It's completely barren. There's nothing out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The tower's closer than it was before, so I'm making progress. Very slowly.
Yeah, very, very slowly. Now let's keep going.
Oh, God, not that thing again. It's even bigger than before. I thought it couldn't leave Arcadia. I had no idea it could follow me all the way here.
That thing's huge. Well, time to finally fight the Chaos Vortex and defeat it once and for all after chasing me ever since the beginning of the game.
With that thing ready to attack me, there's no way I can find a way across the chasm. With that thing ready... This thing has grown since I last saw it. If it's not stopped soon, it'll consume everything. This thing.
Yeah. Alright, so not much we can really do with this guy. There's only one thing to do. You can't run away, you can't I can't do anything specific, so...
I'm bored.
Well, other than the solution. So, what we have to do is use the bind magic potion and the talisman together, so...
The magical essence in this vial is supposedly used for binding magic, whatever that means. It's the talisman of the balance.
Now it's been balanced, or binded.
It's the talisman of the balance.
And this is it. This is how you beat him. Okay, that's it. Yep, we beat him. So this whole trouble,
I'm orange.
and we beat him already. Great. That was easy.
If I had wings, I could fly across. Since I don't, I'll just have to head back down to the desert and try to find my way around the chasm.
Oh, that must have been fun. Good thing we didn't have to do the whole thing, so... Alright, towards the tower we go. Yeah, kind of anticlimactic beating the Chaos Vortex, but...
What is this? It looks like... home. It's home. It's not... It's like a projection, but it's definitely the kitchen back home. The way it used to look when I was 8 or 9. God. No, what's happening to me? Who's there?
Come here, Pumpkin. I got you something special.
Dad? Daddy? Is that you?
Hush, Pumpkin. Come here. Daddy's got something for you.
Please, Daddy, don't hurt me.
Didn't I say to come here? Come here right now, bro. Daddy wants to give you something, Pumpkin. Come on.
Oh, well we had... Yeah, her biggest fear is daddy issues. Who knew?
It's our kitchen, where Mommy cooks breakfast, lunch, and dinner and cleans the dishes. It's our kitchen. Daddy looks so scary.
Well, depending on how abusive he was, I could see him being a father, an impressive figure, you know.
I'm in my Sunday dress, looking my best for church.
Especially like in your nightmares and stuff like that, whoever's an abuser, so...
It's our
Okay.
Come to Daddy, Pumpkin. Come to Daddy. And I will make everything quiet.
And it definitely makes him worse out than...
Come to Daddy.
I'm in my Sunday...
Okay, well it makes him worse out than he probably was, although he probably was bad. I don't know, you know how the situation, it's always... Sometimes there's a weird perspective on things, like... But either way, April sees him as a threat. But to become the Guardian, we must take all things past, and we must beat the trials. So, like I said at the beginning of the game, like we don't know everything about him. Perhaps he changed after all these years, and perhaps at some point you need to forgive him. You know, just to at least move on with yourself, if anything. So.
Daddy, please, you don't want to hurt me. You're not a bad person. You're not. Really, don't.
I'm not your daddy. I'm not your daddy. You came into our lives and you destroyed us. You took advantage of us. You're a frightful little beast.
But Daddy, you gave me this. You gave this to me, Daddy. You do care. You do love me. You're just not very good at it.
No. You destroyed us. We were a family, and you... God forgive me. What have I done? What have I done to you?
You did nothing, Daddy. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault that I got hurt.
I'd been drinking and she was so beautiful. My little April, you were so beautiful. We wanted to give you a home. We wanted to be what your biological parents couldn't be. A family. That night, when we brought you home, I'd had a few drinks with the guys. I was feeling a little dizzy, and then your mother, she says to me, hold her. Hold your baby girl in your arms. And I take you, and I hold you, and you look up at me with such startled eyes, like it's the first time you see somebody like me. I fell in love with you, my little baby. You were so beautiful, and you smiled at me, and then I don't know what happened, but I was taking a step forward, and I stumbled. You fell to the floor, but you didn't cry. You didn't even whimper. When the doctors told us you would never walk, oh, my baby, I couldn't stand the guilt. I don't know why that made me into the monster that I am. Why I decided that hurting you was the only way I could face my shame. When you started walking, and then getting better and better at it, it was like you were mocking me. I was such a fool, a selfish fool, and now I lost you. Forever.
I forgive you.
You do?
Yes, I forgive you for everything. I forgive you. I
Forgive you, Daddy.
Well, everyone needs a therapy session in their lives, I guess, if they have traumatic. Luckily, I don't have any traumatic stuff, so just standard living everyday
Those rocks
stuff.
look dark and forbidding. Very ominous.
Well, April's spirit is now clean. She's forgiven her abuser after all this time, and yeah, like I said, not everyone just starts out as an abuser. Sometimes something happens, and something in the brain just makes them do it. You know, some people never get past that point, and some realize their mistakes. But there's no one-all fix-all. Unfortunately, in the end, all you have to do is just clear it of your mind and let the past behind you. And hopefully, you know, if they change their ways, you know, accept their apologies and move on. If not, then, you know, just continue on and just forget it, you know. Like I said, I'm not a therapist. Don't take what I'm saying with, like, any suggestions.
Those rocks look dark.
Anyway, let's
The tower's very close now.
because I've never had to deal with that in my life, so I don't know anything about it, so.
Finally, I thought I'd never make it here. Oh, great. There's a large canyon circling the tower, and there doesn't seem to be any way across.
Can't you just shift? Oh, wait. I don't know how you do that in here.
Foreboding clouds. The canyon's filled with dense fog, blocking my view. But it's definitely a very long way down, and the walls look much too steep to climb. I'd love to have a look at what's down there.
I wonder.
It's some kind of conical sandstone structure, reaching about a third of the way to the base of the tower.
There.
It's the Guardian's tower. So close, yet so far away. If I only knew it was on the other side, perhaps I'd be able to find a way to get across.
Well, you know how we find things when we couldn't do anything about that situation? Time to call Crow.
It's a wooden flute. I can use it to call Crow if he's around. It worked!
What?
Hello, old friend.
April! What the heck? What happened?
A lot of stuff happened. I need your help. I use magic to magically transport you here.
Yeah, what did happen?
You're asking me? I was just, helping this cute little sparrow with her new nest up in Riverwood. Next thing I know, there's a blue light, and then... I thought for sure I'd been shot by a hunter's arrow and that you were an angel. Then I had to look around the place. This ain't heaven. I mean, this ain't heaven, is it?
I'm not sure. This is the realm of the Guardian Balance. Of course not, you dimwit bird.
Sure it is, Crow. And I'm the Archangel April.
Sweet! Are there any other birds in heaven? Are there? Pretty ones?
We got all the dodos you could ever want.
Oh, that's great! Dodos? Dodos? You gotta be kidding me! Oh, I see. You are kidding me. Ha 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 ha, very funny. Why the heck did you bring me here, to have a good laugh at my expense?
I need to find a way across this canyon and into that tower over there.
Why don't you just flap your wings and fly then? Oh, that's funny! I kill myself! Flap your wings and fly! Oh, baby! Ooh, that's a zinger. I gotta write that down somewhere. Wait a minute. Oh, flap your wings and fly! Jeez. Anyways, when did you ever need my help? Oh, sure, you brought me along, let me do your dirty work once in a while, but come on! You could have done just as well on your own. I mean, you just left me high and dry at the end there, didn't you? Just up and left without a word of goodbye.
I didn't mean to leave you like that, Crow, but you couldn't come with me.
Oh, sure. Use me, then leave me. Don't worry, I know how that works. I'm not half as innocent as you seem to think. But I thought we were friends.
Crow, we are friends. Good friends.
That why you gave me the name Crow? Oh, I thought it was nice, all right. Real ring to it. Until I found out what a crow actually is over there in Stark.
Crow?
Right. Crow. The sneakiest, dirtiest, most despised bird there is. They're like flying rats. You even have something called a scarecrow to chase us off with, don't you? I mean, crows are so stupid. They're scared off by straw people dressed in rags. Huh. And that's the name you come up with? Crow? Bah!
That's not...
No? No excuses. I can't bear it. Oh, the pain. The pain. That's all I am to you, a flying flea bag? I'm sorry, I can't bear to look at you anymore. I gotta fly.
Stay and shut up!
But you...
Gave you that name because of a cartoon character I loved when I was a kid. His name was Crowboy.
Crowboy?
He was the star of a series of what we call animated cartoons. It's like puppet theater. You can watch on a canvas or a screen.
Puppet theater. I love puppet theater.
Crowboy was just the coolest bird there ever was. He was a crow and a cowboy. And he had a hat and a lasso and an albatross called Old Whitey that he rode on.
He had an albatross? His own albatross?
And every week he'd come to a new town where the bad guys were making life tough for everybody else, and he'd sort it out like a real hero.
He was a hero? Crowboy?
So that's why I called you Crow. I figured you're not a cowboy, so it'll be just Crow. And besides, I think crows are cool.
Oh, damn. Got right. Me and my big beak. I couldn't keep it shut, could I? I had to say something stupid. I'm so stupid, dumb, stupid, dumb, stupid.
It was a misunderstanding, Crow. It could have happened to anybody, even good friends, especially good friends.
Yeah, but I'm so stupid.
Are you gonna keep beating yourself up, or are you gonna help me? Time's running short.
Of course I'm gonna help you. Anything for you, April. Just tell old Crow what to do, and he'll do it. Like that. I can be a hero too, just like Crow Boy!
Okay, let me think.
I think the guy who voices Crow is probably the best voice actor in the game, overall, I think.
It's my faithful friend, Crow. Any idea what we should do?
You're asking me? Me? You're actually asking me? For advice? Me, huh?
Don't see nobody else around, do you?
I don't perform well when I put on the spot like this, you know. But, okay, I'm thinking. I got wings. You need some flying done? I'm your man. Bird, I'm your bird.
Alright.
Any idea what we should do?
Well, I got wings, and you don't. If there's flying involved, I should be the one to do it.
Makes sense.
Any idea?
Well,
Okay.
What happened to you after I left?
I just flew around for a bit. Would you believe it? I actually went back to Mercuria Harbor to find the old man again, see what he was up to. I kinda miss him. I mean, I hate him and I hope his hair falls out, but we were together for 20 years, you know, and there were good days. Well, at least one good day. Anyways, he was gone. Not a trace left of him. Either he drowned, or he got out of town with the rest of them.
Huh. Well, I mean, good and bad, I guess. What did they say about one good day and one bad day or whatever?
What's going on in Arcadia now?
Don't you know? There's a great big war going on, that's what. The Tyrant are rising against the nations of the Northlands, and Mercuria has been evacuated. A lot of people are getting killed, and it looks like the Tyrant might win this time around. They got this huge, swirling, chaotic-looking magical weapon on their side.
Not anymore, they don't.
Really? Well, then maybe our guys do stand a chance after all. It was looking bleak there for a second, believe you me. I was even considering brushing up on my Tyrant, or whatever it is those barbarians speak. Sounds like a bunch of guttural rubbish to me, you know, like, I'm not particularly refined, you know?
Huh. Well, yeah, we only took us 5 seconds to beat the Chaos Vortex and the world is saved.
Do you know what happened to my friends?
Your friends? Sorry. No, oh, wait, I think that Vauldemare you've been talking to? Abnaxis? I think I saw him heading north at a great speed. And Mr. Westhouse was kind enough to share a cup of whiskey with me when I went to ask him if he'd seen you. Good stuff. Bad hangover. Other than that, I don't know. Sorry.
Alright, well, let's solve this thing.
Thanks, Crow.
Anytime, babe. I mean, ma'am. Miss. April.
Now that they're calling her a babe, don't be like that. Anyway, let's use them on the canyon.
Crow, I need you to fly down into the canyon to see what's below the fog.
Into the canyon? Below the fog?
Are you scared?
I didn't say that. It's just, well, fog clings to my feathers and... Would Crowboy do it?
Crowboy would do it, but he'd be careful not to get hurt, and he'd come right back up again if he saw anything remotely dangerous.
Of course. Okay. Hold tight. I'll be back soon.
So what did you see, Crow? What was below the fog?
You're not gonna believe me.
What?
I told you, you're not going to believe me.
Just tell me what you saw.
Nothing.
Nothing? As in nothing out of the ordinary?
No, as in nothing at all. The absence of anything. Below the fog, there was nothing. It was terrifying. Until you've seen what nothing looks like, you won't be able to fully appreciate something. Anything at all. I used to hate this blue sand. I mean, blue sand? What the heck? Now, though, I love it. It's sand. And it's blue! It's something! Not like that... nothing down there. It was freaky.
So there's no way I can climb down, cross over, and climb up on the other side?
You'll fall into the nothing. I'm telling you, I don't even think time passes down there. You'd be falling through nothing forever.
Damn.
Oh dear. Well, we gotta figure out a way. Perhaps there's something else we could examine. Alright, let's have him examine this then.
Crow, can you fly across the canyon to the base of the tower?
Can a chick lay eggs? Well, I know you can't, but... yeah, I can do that. What was it you wanted me to do again?
Just fly across the canyon and see if you can find any weird buttons or levers or something like that.
What for?
There must be a way to cross this canyon, and maybe there's a magical bridge that needs to be activated. I don't know, Crow. Just fly across and check it out, okay?
Will do. Hang on. What am I saying? Of course you'll hang on. It's not like you have any other choice.
What did you find?
No bridge, that's for sure. But there's a well on the other side, on top of that conical sandstone staircase right below the tower. It looked magical. It had that no good, stay the heck away blue shimmer to it. So I didn't fly any closer. Who knows where I'd end up.
That's gotta be the Well of Making.
Well, maybe it can be making us a bridge then. Making us a bridge! I'm killing today.
You're easily amused, Crow.
My brain's 1/10 the size of yours. What do you want from me?
But maybe you got a point. Maybe the Well of Making can help us somehow.
It was only a joke, April.
I know, but still.
I mean, it is called the Well of Making, so, you know.
It's the Well of Making.
I wonder if you can use them on anything else. Oh, you can.
Crow, I need you to fly down into the canyon again.
Again? But there's literally nothing down there. Okay, I'll do it.
I mean, he basically says the same thing. I just wanted the dialogue for that.
Did anything change down there?
Still nothing. Nothing at all.
Okay. Choose them on the tower.
Crow, can you check out the tower for me?
What? All of it? It's huge!
Just see if there's any way you can get in. From here, it looks pretty impenetrable.
I don't much like things that float in the air unless they got wings. But I'll do my best. Nope.
Nope, what?
Nothing. I can't see how you're gonna get into that tower. It's sealed tight.
Damn.
Alright. Anyway, let's use them on the well again.
Crow, I want you to get me some water from the Well of Making.
What? Are you crazy? How am I supposed to carry water back from... Oh, no. No. There's no way I'm doing that.
Come on, Crow. Your beak is perfect for the purpose. I don't need a lot of water, and all you have to do is make sure you don't swallow.
Hey, magic's got its upsides, I'm sure. I mean, where would social welfare be without magic? But magic water in my beak? No way. What if I did swallow? If I'm lucky, I'll just explode or something. If not, I've heard stories, April, and none of them are very nice. Magic's not a toy, nor is it a food, and it certainly doesn't belong in my beak.
Please? Time's running short and the balance is at stake. You've got to help me, Crow. Don't you want to be a hero?
Hero? Sure. Stooge? No. Oh, curses and damnation and all things mean and ugly. Fine. I'll put my life on the line, tempt fate, and risk a certain and painful death by magical poisoning, if...
If what?
If you'll promise to pluck my fleas for the next, year.
1 year? So honor and glory mean nothing to you?
Not as much as a good flea plucking. No.
Okay, deal. Now, fly! Yike! How did it go?
Oh, good. Oh, I really wasn't about what we do.
What do I want you to do? I can't take the water, so you're gonna have to do whatever it is we need done with it.
Alright. I'm over the
Okay, let me think about it for a second.
Just send him back into the well just to get rid of it.
He's got his beak full of water from the Well of Making. Not while he's got his beak full of water. He'll spray it all over the place.
Sorry, but I couldn't hold it any longer.
Okay, so...
Thanks, Crow.
Yep.
Yeah, if you take too long, he spits it out, so...
Crow, can you check out the tower for me again?
Seriously? I told you, it's sealed tight. As far as I can tell, there's no way to get in.
Please?
You say that like you really mean it. Back in a jiffy.
And?
Still nothing.
Damn.
Well, right, I guess we have to get him to drink the water. Or, you know, use the water on the obvious place, so. Alright, Crow, put that stuff in your mouth again.
Crow, we need some more water from the Well of Making.
Of course we do. And who's gonna have to go get it? Crow, who else?
You okay?
Oh,
Okay, let's see. Where can we use the water?
Alright, we gotta use it on the canyon.
I got an idea, Crow.
well,
You said there was nothing down there, right? The absence of anything.
uh-huh.
The water in your mouth is magical water from the Well of Making.
Whoa.
So what if we add the magic of making to nothing? What happens then? Something, right?
What?
Something's better than nothing. Fly down there and spit the water out on top of the nothing. Then get out quickly. Something will happen, I'm sure of it. I'm just not sure what exactly.
Okay.
Oh. That's something, all right. But what? Where's Crow? Crow! 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 Oh, please let him be all right, wherever he is.
He probably got shifted back, so... just to pass this test.
It's the Well of Making.
Yeah.
If I only knew it was on the other side, perhaps I'd be able to find a way to get across.
But you already figured it out, April.
Foreboding clouds. I'd love to have a look at what's down there.
Okay, wait. Cross the bridge.
It's been a long journey getting here, but this is it. The end of the road. All I have to do now is figure out how to get up into the tower. I thought I'd already passed the 3 trials. There's always something. Guess it's not supposed to be easy.
Well, that's the end of the game. Actually, it will be easy. There's really not much to it, so... see if there's anything to interact with.
I'm Orin.
Okay, anyway.
I guess this must be the Well of Making. It's it's not as imposing as I thought it would be. Not even close. It's the Well of Making.
Okay, I'm gonna use it. Ooh.
It's the Well of Making. It's very deep and very clear, and obviously magical. It's the Well of Making.
Okay, well, there's only one thing we have for you. Ring doesn't do anything, diary doesn't do anything. Actually, we don't have any more diary entries, do we? I think we've read the last one, actually. But anyway, use the disc on it. Oh. Oops.
It's the complete and assembled stone disc, forged by the fire of a dragon and chilled in the cool waters of the Sentinel Enclave.
Okay, use that. Ah, it's a hand. I wonder what I'm supposed to do with that. Huh.
The water has shaped itself into a hand.
Well, gotta touch it, right? E.T. and all that.
Thank God you came. I thought you were lost for good.
My path here diverged from yours. You had to pass the 3 trials.
You were right in warning me. This place is like a Freudian nightmare. The first psychologist to arrange field trips here will rake in a fortune. I mean, talk about shock therapy.
It is a sacred place. Only the chosen few can pass through the desolation.
But then why didn't my hand work on the Well of Making? I mean, I passed all the tests, right?
That is a mystery. You are to be the 13th Guardian, are you not? The balance has picked you. Your hand should have unlocked the tower, like mine did.
Why did it still react to your hand?
Even though I left the tower, I am still the current Guardian, and I will continue to be until you go through the ritual and take my place. Hold on. I think we're about to move. The tower is letting us in. I never thought I would see this place again.
It's cold. Was it always this cold?
I do not know. When I was here last, I did not feel much at all.
Well, I'm freezing.
I spent more than 1,000 years in this tower, and yet I cannot remember ever feeling warm or cold. Being Guardian, there's just the balance, and our duty to it.
You didn't feel anything?
There are no emotions. Emotions interfere with the balance. I was the conduit between magic and logic, between chaos and order, and I had to be clean.
That sounds horrible.
It never felt that way. I was content, as far as it was possible for me to be content, until the very end when I became restless.
That's when you left the tower?
I had no choice. The balance forced me out. I was polluting the flows that passed through me, through this room, and it was time for someone to succeed me.
So now it's my turn to be guardian.
Are you afraid?
I've never been so afraid in my life. 1,000 years. Everything will be gone when I'm done. My friends, my family, dead. My world probably changed beyond recognition.
I know, April. I have experienced this myself. When I returned to Stark, I could not believe that all the things I knew, the memories of a life that I recalled as clearly as if it were only yesterday, they were all gone. I was lost, alone, dying, until the Vanguard picked me up from the street and imprisoned me. It shames me to say it, but that was a relief. To be fed, to sleep comfortably, to be warm. You have every right to be afraid. But consider this. Your sacrifice will be the salvation of mankind, of two worlds. What greater gift is there? What greater reward than to know you are like a god?
Believe me, I could do without the reward. If there was any other way, I'd embrace it in a second. But I won't shy away from this either. If it is my destiny, then so be it.
Good. To wish for the loss of dreams and emotions would be wrong. But to acknowledge it in the face of your fears, this proves you are ready.
Okay. So, what now? What do I do?
Just walk to the edge of the disc. The tower will know what to do. If you are the new Guardian, the tower will embrace you.
All right, here it goes. 1,000 years. Now what? Nothing's happening.
You are right. Then it is as I suspected.
What? What did you suspect?
That you are not the one chosen to take my place in the tower. You are not the 13th Guardian.
If I'm not, then...
I think I may be able to answer that question, Miss Ryan.
You? How the hell did you get here?
You didn't think your little games back at the station would fool anyone, did you? Well, aside from those moronic and useless guards. It puzzles me why Mr. McAllen could be such a visionary and yet be so lacking in his comprehension of human nature to surround himself with brainless louts.
Maybe because he wasn't human.
He was not. That would explain a lot. If he was not human, then what was he?
You mean you didn't know? He was your boss, and you had no idea who you were working for. How pathetic can you get?
Don't toy with me, child! Don't you dare toy with me!
I don't. I do not know what came over me. I'm not prone to anger. In fact, I'm usually quite incapable of it. Must be the environment that's... I don't feel quite right. Like there's something in here that's calling to me. What are you doing to me?
I don't know what you're talking about, Gordon.
No matter. I can ignore this. It's so hot in here. Don't you feel it? The heat?
I'm freezing. Maybe you should lie down for a minute or two.
Maybe you should lie down, Miss Ryan. I actually have a good reason to be here, but you do not. After all, you are no longer a candidate in this race, are you?
I may not become the new Guardian, but neither will you. The balance will never accept you.
Don't be so sure, April. That's your name, is it not? April?
Yeah?
I will be the Guardian. The balance will have no choice. Not with you and the previous Guardian. Gone. And I'm... There's something here, isn't there? Someone's calling my name. Someone's... No. No. Not that. Not here. You brought it here, you stupid bitch!
Stop!
Alright, epic battle. Oh, go guys, go! I don't know, dog fight, I don't know, what's a fight when two guys fight? You know how they say cat fight when it's two girls? Wow, the epicness. Oh man, whatever shall we do? April, just stand there, just watch them beat the crap out of each other. Yeah, not as impressive as it should be.
It's a large disc with a ring around it, made out of two stone serpents biting each other's tails. One of the serpents has almost completely swallowed the other.
You know, this reminds me of the end of King's Quest VII, actually. But that was a much better game, though.
It's a large disc with a ring...
Okay. Well, actually, I guess that's subjective, but... I do actually like that game, despite everything about it.
It's not a window. More like a mirror or a portal, with swirling blue mist outside, and decorated with an image of a flaming eye. It's a dragon's head. It's not a window. It's not a window.
Okay.
It's a dragon's head. Adrian's not going to be able to hold out against Gordon forever.
Yeah, he hasn't fought in 1,000 years, so he probably don't know how to.
Adrian's not going to be...
Okay.
Gordon's the stronger one. He'll win if I don't do something. Gordon's the
I mean, there's no in-game scenario. It's just, you know, you just until you figure something out. So, all right. Well, looks like the big twist is April is not the Guardian. It's Gordon. But if Gordon's supposed to be the Guardian, we need to fix him to make sure he's ready to be the Guardian. And there's only one way to do it. So with this choice, we find ourselves finishing off the longest journey. This is the final puzzle of it. So after that, we'll let the game roll on to the end and the epilogue and then to the credits. So I'll talk about the game when we get to that point. So let's watch and enjoy the ending to the longest journey.
No, stay away from me, don't, no!
What happened to him?
I'm alive again. You gave me back my life.
I did? You don't sound like yourself. Are you okay?
I do sound like myself. And I'm better than I've ever been, April. I'm whole again.
So it worked? The joining of two halves?
Magic and logic. Order and chaos. I'm in balance now. I am balance. And it's glorious. I'm sorry for what I did to you, April. And to you, sir, I'm sorry for everything.
It wasn't you. Not all of you, anyway.
It was me, but it misguided me. I wish I could undo all the harm I've done to both worlds. Both as Gordon Holloway and as the Chaos Vortex. But I can't undo my actions. All I can do is make sure they'll never happen again. And the only way to ensure that is by becoming the Guardian.
You? The Guardian?
It's my destiny, April Ryan, not yours. I was born to be the Guardian. And although the Vanguard almost managed to prevent that from ever happening, they didn't succeed. And now, I'm ready. Thanks to you.
But what about me? If I'm not going to be the Guardian, then who am I?
That's something I cannot answer for you, April. Only you can do that. But I don't think the universe is done with you. You are important. Just not in the way you imagined.
He speaks the truth, April. He is to be the Guardian now. It was always his destiny, even though it was taken from him by the Vanguard. We will begin the changing of the guards now, Gordon. And you, April, thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice, your courage, your kindness.
Okay, stop. You're making me feel very self-conscious. I only did what had to be done.
Which is more than most people would have done. Your journey here will be remembered, April Ryan. Remembered and retold for all time.
Right now, I'm only concerned about what's coming next. Where do I go now? Where can I go?
That is your choice to make. But do not fret. This world will never hurt you again.
How do I get back to Stark? Or Arcadia, for that matter?
Walk. Walk until you are outside, and then go back inside. It is easy from here. You can go anywhere you wish.
I guess then that this is goodbye.
Perhaps we will meet again.
Yeah, why not? It's not an impossible thought. Anyway, you guys have an important job to get to. Don't let me hold you back.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. So that's the end of that. Funny. Now I feel almost melancholy, despite everything that's happened. I'm actually gonna miss this adventure. After all, what am I doing now? Going back to school? Live like nothing has happened? Like I'm just a normal person? Well, it's a long way home. I'll figure it out before I get there. Wherever there is.
Hey, April, wait up! Where you going? Wait! Don't leave me here!
And so the story goes.
Is that it? But whatever happened to April Ryan? And did that man, Gordon Holloway, become a good and just guardian?
That is the end. If you had studied your scriptures, child, you would know that the 13th Guardian was the last Guardian to watch over the balance.
Was it after his reign that the worlds were reunited?
During his reign. Not long after the events I have just described.
Please tell us more. Tell us what happened to April and about the reunification of Stark and Arcadia.
I think I will save those stories for another night. I'm feeling tired, and it is late. I would see you out, but my legs.
Thank you, Lady Alvani. We'll find our way out ourselves. Thank you again for your hospitality and for your story.
And so the story goes. How strange it was to tell it again. To remember April Ryan. That was such a long, long time ago. And now my story is almost over as well.
You're as healthy as ever. You still got a lot of life left in you. Wish I was half as lucky.
Don't say that. You're okay. You can still fly.
Fly, yes. But those cute little birds, they don't seem to appreciate that. They're holding out for their young, handsome suitors, and they don't have time for an old crow like me.
Well, you got me, Crow. Isn't that something?
I guess. Yeah, sure. Of course. Unless you're not planning on going out there again, are you? On a new adventure? 'Cause, I don't know. I'm kinda happy staying here.
Don't worry, Crow. I think our adventuring days are over. But that doesn't mean we can't tell stories, does it?
No, definitely not. Tell me one. Tell me the one about the young, beautiful warrior princess who single-handedly won the War of the Balance.
I don't remember it quite like that, Crow, but let's see. This story begins a long, long time ago, when Stark and Arcadia were still to be reunited, and the Guardian was still on his throne.
And with that, we watched the credits roll. So yeah, April was actually Lady Alvane the whole time. So what a surprise. And yeah, look at all the names. Yeah, you could tell this is Norwegian. If you want to find out more about what happened to April, play the Dreamfall games. I think there's like 3 of them or something like that. I've only played the first one. I heard the later ones become basically more like visual novels more than actually point-and-click adventure games. So The Longest Journey is an interesting game for me. It definitely is one of the longer point-and-click adventure games out there. It does suffer from a few things. Overall, I think, even though I played it a long time ago, I think it's generally a good story. There are some issues with it, I find, despite everything. Might turn down the music here during this recording since it's a little loud here, so... Yeah, the problem with, well, one problem I had was just the emulation. I didn't, even with editing the sound in game, it never really affected the sound actually when I was recording it, so I don't know why I could never turn it down to a reasonable level. I guess, like I said, it's probably the scum engine or the way the game works or everything like that. Yeah, overall, I think it's an interesting story about a young girl who, is kind of selfish and all this other stuff. But likable in her own way, and then she grows up over the course of the game thinking she's going to be a guardian, but then the twist is she isn't the guardian, she was just helping the guardian. So I do like that twist, that she's not the guardian, that it ended up being a bit in between. Really, I think the issue I have with the game is here's all the cast finally, is Roger Raines is probably the best voice actor in the game, like bar none. There were some other decent voice actors, like the West House guy and all that, but I think Roger clearly was the best voice actor in the whole game. Overall, there wasn't really a super bad voice actor. I mean, I guess you could say maybe a couple of guys, but it was never like cringingly bad, despite the 2000s being pretty bad when it came to voice acting in general, the late 90s and early 2000s. So like I said, there were some ones that weren't as good, but overall not terrible. Really the problem I think I have with the game is maybe pacing when it comes to like how much plot exposition gets dumped on you. And yeah, you can choose to listen to all that and ignore all that and still beat the game. But I feel like they should have done a better job at that. I also feel like some sections got closed off sooner than they should have, and I feel like there weren't enough. Yeah, there were some likable characters, but I feel like they weren't there long enough, or we didn't get enough chance to interact with certain people. Like, they were just there for a second and they went on. Although I guess I would have dragged out the game a little bit. I feel like there was just, I guess other than Crow, there wasn't really a constant character you could interact with multiple times over the course of the game. And some people felt like they didn't need to be there or were filler. And also I feel like the game kind of got rushed at the very end. Like, they wanted to finish off the story, so certain, the chapters got shorter and shorter by the very end. At least in terms of what you need to do, other than just being bogged down with dialogue and stuff like that. And yeah, it's definitely more on the story side than the, I guess, maybe I'll run the credits again. Because yeah, there's not very, this is back in the day where there weren't like 10 minutes worth of credits or something crazy like that. Let's see, I'm trying to think. April Ryan overall is a likable protagonist to an extent. I did find her kind of annoying for quite a while, especially at the beginning. Even later on, I don't hate her. I think there's much more better protagonists, I think, overall, in terms of either being, personality or whatever. I know she's supposed to be more realistic, but I don't know, just doesn't stand out for me. Yeah, this is, people remember this game because of how long it is, but it doesn't make it a great game if that's the case. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying there's issues with the game that doesn't put this on top tier point-and-click adventure game for me, at least in terms of remembering stuff. There's a few cool scenes, I guess, with the kind of like the stuff at the end. Usually the end stuff is always more interesting than the middle of the road stuff. And I don't know, like I said, this game is a mixed bag for me. If I had to overall rate the game, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10 in terms of because like I said, it's only remembering features how long it is and how the scale of what the story is all about. But I feel like there's too much, like, I don't know if the world is gobbledygook or whatever, but it fills it too much with that, and it doesn't pace itself well enough with it to flow better. I think there's a flow issue with the game, despite people liking this game and everything. I thought the music was good, and like I said, I liked Roger as the Crow. Crow was a entertaining sidekick. Wasn't in it long enough. Like I said, he's never in it long enough, And then the journey from saving the balance, and obviously we save it at the very end, but I feel like a story like that, and the fact it took only a week to do that, I don't know, it just seems kind of like rushed. For a game that's supposed to be called The Longest Journey, you think it would have taken longer over the course of the game to space out. I don't know. I feel like you get your money's worth, and you do get an interesting story, but it's just something. It almost gets to the point of like it's a serious story that tries to take some liberties and almost be too serious, but then you lose out on a lot of stuff by being like that. And then the fact that some of the villains and stuff get beaten pretty easily, like almost anticlimactically, is almost kind of boring, like the Chaos Vortex and stuff like that. I guess it led up to that, but it just seemed kind of anticlimactic for what it was, especially the final battle where the two guys just punch each other really badly. This game does also suffer from the time it was made in, since it was the early 2000s, so it does suffer from the technology as well as graphically, loses out on a lot of things. And the game does have, overall the puzzles weren't super difficult. There were a few obtuse puzzles that aren't obvious to figure out, so I did like that fact. But most of them are, like most modern point-and-click adventure fare, they're just click item on item, and it tells you which items work, so there's really not much of a, even if you didn't figure out naturally, the game basically tells you what the solution is. So yeah, I know it sounds like I'm crapping on the game, but I try to give it like how I reasonably feel, especially playing it again after all these years. And I think at the time when I played it, I enjoyed it a little bit more because I was really into point-and-click adventure games, and I was always looking for something different. And a lot of them were kind of cheap and like easy to make, and so a lot of them there wasn't as much effort put into some of them as others. That's probably why I gravitated towards more of the King's Quest, Monkey Island type of games, because they were a bit more colorful than a lot of the other. Because a lot of point-and-click adventure games were just first-person modes. They just clicked on stuff and just followed the clues, and that's it. And there wasn't really much to them, especially nowadays with a lot of those find the item games, or a lot of point-and-click adventure games that aren't made by the classics are kind of boring. And this kind of started the trend of that Not saying the game's boring itself, I'm just saying it started a trend like that. But overall, April does go over an interesting story, and she does grow as a character from beginning to end. So from being a timid girl to a quote-unquote a hero. But yeah, if you want to learn more about April, play the Dreamfall series. I might play those. Those are kind of a mixed bag for me. I even find them less... They're interesting to an extent, but I find them even less interesting than this game. So unless people really want me to play them, I might not do those, but we'll see what happens, I guess, depending on my feeling. I hate to be such a downer at the end of the episode, but like I said, I want to give my true thoughts and feelings on a game I play on this. I don't want to like hype it up for no reason, you know. And I feel like this game is definitely not for everyone, especially if they don't like some of the long, convoluted talking scenes where you don't get action. If you want more action or more puzzles in it, overall. And I don't think the characters, like I said, there's only a handful of characters I really like. Most of them are kind of just dull or kind of just there. And it could be the fault of the voice acting, maybe. But overall, like I said, I'd probably give this game a 6, despite all of its accolades. I still feel like this is still like a average game in the grand scheme of things. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being too harsh in this game. But I've got to tell it like it is. So. Well, I hope you enjoyed The Longest Journey, and for those who never watched the game, hopefully you got an interesting look at what this game was all about, and if you want to try the other games, try Dreamfall. I think there's 3 of them anyway. The last one had to be like Kickstarted, I believe, or something like that, because they didn't have enough money for it. Because yeah, these games do not make money. They're meant to be sold cheap. Like I think when this game came out, it was only like $30 or something like that. Because most point-and-click adventure games at the time were like $20 to $30. You know, they're definitely not money makers. You definitely do it because you have a passion for it and you want to tell a story. So I gotta give Tørnquist and the team at Funcom the credit they do, that they did make something they thought was passionate and they want to make it. Whether I liked it or not is up to, you know, debate, or what other people debate. So, but all right, the story ends. But like I said, for April Ryan, she may not become the main character anymore, but her story does continue in Dreamfall if you ever want to go from there. But for me, the story is over, and The Longest Journey ends with the closing of the pages. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next game.